After the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. The burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go! Go, 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 go.
What's good? Welcome to another Live Wire Washington Commanders update. All right, so the Washington Commanders got the win over the Giants, something that has eluded them for the last 2 seasons. And what do you know? It had to come down to field goals to win the game. The Washington Commanders was in the red zone 5 times, and each time there was a false start penalty. Something that we have to clean up. It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty at all, just to be honest with you. I mean, if you think about it, the Washington Commanders could have easily lose this game to the Giants. The Giants was rolling. They was passing. Malik Neighbors, Jaden Daniels' college teammate, was spectacular in this game. But the Washington Commanders did come up with the win that they need. They came up with everything that they needed to seal the game. Good thing we have a quarterback that's dynamic, that can move the change, be a difference maker, and everything like that. Because the fact of the matter, Daniel Jones, he only passed for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. Singletary had almost 100 yards. He had 95. Malik Neighbors had 10 receptions for 127. He was killing us. He was killing us by himself. And our secondary, is still pretty bad and everything like that. But the Commanders did hold on. Jaden Daniels had another superb day. 23 for 29 on 226 yards passing, with a passer rating of 99.1. Now, he was sacked 5 times. I mean, some of that was him holding the ball, but some of that is on the offensive line. We got to clean that up. Brian Robinson had a hell of a day. He had 17 carries for 133 yards, averaging 7.8 a carry. His longest was 40 yards. Excuse me. Austin Eckler provided a little punch too. He had 38 yards rushing. Jayden Daniels carried the ball 10 times for 44 yards. On top of that, and the Commanders rushed the ball for 215 times total. That was something I said that needed to happen more in the first game against Tampa. We needed to run the ball more, and we got that. Now, Zach Ertz was a good, reliable receiver today. He had 4 catches for 62 yards. Noah Brown, who was activated, who didn't play last week, came up pretty big. He had 3 catches for 56. Eckler had 3 catches for 47. Terry McLaurin had 6 catches for 22. But we did try to get the ball to him a lot more. De'Ami Brown had 2 catches for 17, and Olamide Zaccheaus have 3 for 14. John Bates 1 for 5, and Brian Robinson 1 for 3. So, with that being said, the Washington Commanders still, you could tell they got better from last week to this week. They gotten better. So give me 1 second. I'm trying to respond to my daughter real quick. So anyway, the Washington Commanders got better from last week to this week, but still 5 times, 7 field goals for new required kicker Austin Seibert, who So that means that now we have a kicker, but now we need to put points in the red zone. Last week we was in the red zone. We was able to score 2 touchdowns. This week we couldn't score no touchdowns. So I mean, when you get 5 tries into the red zone, if you think about it, that's 35 points if they all turned to touchdowns. That game would have been really handled. So at the end of the day, we got to go back to the drawing board because we gave up 2 touchdowns. I think we did for the Giants, but let me see. And they got we gave up 2 touchdowns, 1 running, 1 receiving. And the thing about it is that the thing about it is the Commanders have to make sure that when they're in the red zone, they're gonna have to have more plays. They're gonna have to run something to be able to do. So I like it. I like it where we getting in the red zone. We getting in the red zone and we not really sacrificing too much where it is we continue to come up empty. So, but I also feel like the offense still coming on. I think the defense still is a problem. We can't get off of third downs when we need to get off of third downs. We keep giving up big plays, especially to receivers. I mean, you look at the schedule we have. We have Cincinnati next week. We have Arizona. Then we got Cleveland. We got our hands full. You know what I'm saying? We have our hands full, and we continue to do. We continue to be in a position where we need to make things happen, and I don't feel like we at that point yet. Now, I mean, there is some progress. To be honest with you, there is some progress with the Commanders. Now, I want to highlight Jaden Daniels because right now he's coming off a hot start in the first 2 weeks. He's 40 for 53, 75%, 410 yards passing, 132 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a 96.1 passer rate. That's not bad. But like I say, you still have to put points on the board. You got to put points on the board. You got to get to where you don't have to rely on your kicker. Now, thank God we did change kickers because if K York was there, we probably would have lost this game. We would have lost this game because he missed a bunch of field goals last week. But K did not came in a clutch with us, but Seibert came in a clutch and he gave us the game winner to seal the game. So I want to show you the clip for that to so y'all can understand what I'm talking about right quick.
Seibert, and it's over. 7 for 7. Hail to the kicker. Washington goes to 1-1. A tough finish for the rookie Malik Neighbors, who had a.
So the Washington Commanders are now 1-1 on the season with a tough game coming up next week. Jaden Daniels get his first win of the season. So that's something I'm excited about. I like, but at the end of the day, there's still a lot of questions with this team. A lot of the questions. A win is a win. I'm not going to dispute that. A win is a win. But I do believe that the Washington Commanders still have a lot of work. And to me, I'm more concerned about the defense, not so much about the offense. I think the offense will come along. But still, when you got 5 chances in the red zone, you have to cash in. Because now teams are going to load the box because they know that Jaden Daniels is going to look to run out the pocket. But if he could make them pay like he did early in the second half, passing the ball, then that will give like Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler chance to really get a lot of rushing yards. This might be a career year for Brian Robinson, to be honest with you. If he continue to run like that, Austin Eckler might not be far behind him either. So with Jaden Daniels running the ability and passing, we got to get these receivers in better position. We got to get more separation for them. We got to scheme Terry a little bit, set a line him up, move him around a little bit so he could get the ball in his hand a little bit more. That's what I think. But all in all, I don't know what else we can do. Looking at the overall factor, I mean, good thing we didn't have Emmanuel Forbes in there because shoot, Malik Neighbors probably would have went for 200. But good thing we did keep Daniel Jones at bay enough. So that's something I'm glad that we did. We kept Daniel Jones at bay, where he let me see. Daniel, like I said, Daniel Jones, he only ran 5 times for 32 yards, something that was pretty substantial because he was hurting us. He was hurting us in the past running the ball. But now, Singletary took a lot of the load off, but still we gave up 127 yards. 127 yards went to Malik Neighbors, and Daniel Jones passed for 178. Just think of that. 178, and you passed for your receiver had 127. So you mean if we had shut Malik Neighbors down, Daniel Jones probably would barely have over 100 yards passing. Might not even have 100 yards passing. So, I mean, looking at that in itself, I mean, you look, he would have had about 51 yards passing. So I do believe the Washington Commanders do need to, I think we need to really execute better on defense. I know it's 2 games into the season, but like I said, I don't like what the defense is doing right now. We still can't get off the field third down. We made some changes in the second half. I mean, Frankie Louisville, he was over. He led the team in tackles. Bobby Wagner, he played better. St. Jude's played a little bit better. So Percy Butler got that 2-point conversion interception in the end zone. So, I mean, who knows? But I think I wonder if we got any sacks. We got only 1 sack on the defense. 1. And that was Kilo Farrell. He had 1 sack. We had 1, 2. Dorian Armstrong had 2 quarterback hits. Jonathan had a quarterback hit. So we have 4 quarterback hits total, which I think we could be a little bit more aggressive, but not overly aggressive because, like I said, we do got 3 tough games where we got deal with elite receivers. And if you think that Malik Neighbors gave you 127 yards of work, imagine what Jamal Chase gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta worry about Marvin Harrison Jr. Then you ain't really who you got. To cover Marvin Harrison. Benjamin St. Jude, he's gonna get torched. You're gonna have to run some cover schemes in the secondary to confuse Kyler Murray. Joe Burrow is gonna be different, man, because they just lost to Kansas City, so they're gonna be kind of teed off to try to win games. You know what I'm saying? So That's what I feel at that point in time. I feel that the Washington Commanders still is a work in progress. But like I said, a great win. We finally got one monkey off our back with the Giants, who've been beating us for the last 2 seasons. We needed this win against them, and it's a division opponent, so that means a lot going forward. If we could pull at least 2 wins out of this 3-game stretch, which is going to be tough, then hey, I take that any day to be 3-2. I take that in the first 5 games. I take it to be 3-2. It's for real. I don't want to be 2-3, but I'd rather be 3-2. So, but anyway, guys, this is all I got for my post-game report on the Washington Commanders. I do believe that the Washington Commanders got something with Jaden Daniels, and I think the more he gets comfortable, the more electric. Now, he did took a big hit today, kind of like knocked the wind out of him, but he did came back in and finished the play because he ran out the pocket to the right side and got in the open field, and then the guy tackled him by the legs, and then he got hit in the ribs. So he's probably going to be sore, but hey, he came back in, finished the game, put up some big numbers, which I like to see. Until then, till the next time, this is your boy Livewire Sports Media or Washington Commanders post-game report. Until then, keep them bells ringing, and you always know how I say at the end of my videos, you know what it is.
After the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. The burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go! Go, 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 go.